try to make life miserable for these guys. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. He kept those legs moving, got 3 out to the 19.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Looking to fire. Quickly complete. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a first down.
Yeah, and he runs a quick out route, and this is a timing route. Quarterback has to trust him, throw him the football. You can tell they've thrown this a time or two. Nice job, nice success.
Now on 1st and 10 from the 27. He'll try the left side. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
Looking downfield, it's Green. Fires to the middle. Picked off, that's number 15 on the year. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his 2nd of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
Not a lot there. Picks up 1 inside the 20 to the 19.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. Here comes the heat. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26. That type of pressure on the quarterback, that's vintage Ohio State, right in keeping with the legacy that's been established by the Buckeye D.
Yeah, and you take pride in that. You own that legacy with all those guys you see performing at a high level in the NFL. Man, you see that, you want to go get it, recruiting guys to fit those profiles. That's why Ohio State always has a good defensive line.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Rides the back and leaves it. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a 3rd down stop. They've decided to try to go for the field goal here. And they'll kick it from the left side, a 44-yard try. It's good. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
Here he comes from midway in the end zone. Makes a move. He's got an alley. Just barely able to keep him from pouncing it on that one. What a nice return. This dude is absolute electricity when he gets the ball in his hands. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They're going to need to get something started, finding themselves in a 3-0 hole. Wants to throw. It's Hill. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
And that's a really good job by this defense. A complete defensive effort. When the back end makes the quarterback hold the football a little longer than he wants to, and then the pass rush gets home, hits him, and forces the incompletion.
So now it's 2nd and long. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Tough run, gets it into the red zone, and they've knocked him down at the 17. The crowd getting behind this defense as they try to get a stop in the red zone. They'll try to get the first through the air. Caught over the middle. It's Tipton. Touchdown, Ohio State. Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board. When you're handed a break with unbelievable field position like that, you better finish the deal, and they did.
You saw the quarterback jog on the field. I think he gave a high five to every one of those players coming off that just put them in position to go score that touchdown. That QB knew this was a golden opportunity, and boy, he took advantage of it.
I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The Gators sending the offense back to work. A little bit of feeling each other out. They're down 7-3 as they open this drive. Pocket breaking down. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Looking to throw, it's Wells. Quickly to the tight end. Man, those sweet feet could dance on a light bulb. He's out to the 23.
Well, you hear all the time that the tight end's the QB's best friend. You saw a perfect example of it on that last play, right? Second down, you need to pick up some positive yards to keep this third down manageable. Really nice job of executing that.
They'll send the back in motion. A run for the quarterback. Gets the job done on third down as he gets it out to the 25. And the Gators getting set on 1st and 10. Just going to keep it after the snap. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
If I'm building an offense in today's football, it's not around a quarterback that can't run. I'm going to find an athlete that I can give the ball because defensively, it starts to limit your coverages. It starts to limit what I can do. It makes me play the quarterback every single play. Just makes your job as a defensive coordinator extremely hard.
There he goes. Brought down at the 47, but not before he ripped off 15. The Gator ground game is lurking in the murky waters, and it has been most effective.
Yeah, we've seen them in the past, man. When Florida's really cooking, they've got some good backs. They've got some good balance, but they've got some physicality, and that's what you want to see from this unit.
Looking downfield on 1st down. Buys a little time with his feet. Now he's going to send this one deep to the right. And that deep shot's going to wind up incomplete, but we do have a flag on the field. Let's see what the official says. The Gators are moving quickly down the field. Quick release by the QB. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
Defense, man, it helps you a lot when you can be a linebacker or a corner or some safety, anybody, and you see the QB throw the football. Now I can break on the football right away and limit gains like right here on this play.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. The sweet feet buy a little time. Lost, the defense is wide open. And they'll move the chains, and a good way to wrap up the first quarter. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Final play of the quarter coming. To the air on 1st down. Unleashes one deep. Touchdown, Gator! Grabbed in the end zone to put 6 on the board.
The great thing about spreading a defense out, I can see where the blitz is coming from. I can see where they're weak. I can see my matchups. Nice job by the offense, spreading them out, taking advantage of their matchup, and getting in for the score.
We've reached the break. It's Florida with the lead. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played one period. Kicker has everything lined up and about set to get this one underway. He'll take the return, try to get better field position. He's forced out of bounds at his own 19-yard line. An excellent job of coverage on that one. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. They're still looking for a little more productivity as they trail 10-7. Looking left. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. Gets the back moving. He'll take it himself. Got room on the return. Tackle is made at the 27. Let's give him 10 yards on the play, and it is enough for a first down. Quarterback by himself in the backfield. Might be changing the route. Wants to throw on first down. Rushes on him. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
Well, you got to love that if you're on defense, because you were able to affect the quarterback with pressure, and you only rushed 3 guys. Well done.
Oh, they're after him. They've got the screen set up. Nice gain of 6, leaving them with 3rd and 4.
Love the execution there on the screen. The running back shows pass protect. Last second turns around, so he's able to get the ball. The D linemen have already run past him, and now he can turn upfield for a big gainer.
The Gators are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. The give out of the gun. Picks up enough to give them 1st and 10 from the 11.
And as the game goes on, you're going to see this offense continue to use the RPO. That look was conducive to handing it off. The defense now is going to start putting more guys in the box to slow this running back down, and that's when the quarterback's going to have an opportunity to keep the football and make plays thrown.
He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Out of the gun, the inside kid. He's got it down to the 1-yard line, right on the doorstep of Gator.
As a quarterback, you've got to know in this area of the field, it's tough to throw, right? The windows, they open and close so quickly when you get down to the red zone. What helps you is running the football, but that's tough today because you're going up against one of the top 25 defenses stopping the run.
Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can't pick up a first down without scoring. 3rd down. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks.
Man, and you see those sticks, and you're like, dude, 3rd and short, I just got to fall forward and get the first down, Palmer, but the defense comes up big and gets the stop.
So on offense, don't overthink this one. 4th and inches, just line up something easy you know you can execute in your sleep and go keep this drive going.
Quarterback keeps it. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Florida!
And that's what makes this quarterback so dangerous, fellas. He can hurt you throwing the ball, but man, is he ever dangerous and explosive with his feet. You have got to be able to get this guy on the ground. If you don't, he has got way too much wiggle and speed. You saw it right there.
And he'll bring it out of the end zone. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
This one's complete. Out across the 30 and out of bounds at the 33, and that's what you're looking for when you're backed up in your own territory. And this set of downs gets started from the 33, 1st and 10. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. Runs 1st down, and the defense thinks you might be running the football. You still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. To the air, it's Green. He'll throw it. Got his man. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down. And the Buckeyes want to pick up the tempo.
And the offense showing off the short passing game, moving the sticks. Nice job, and look at them. They're right on the football, ready to capitalize on this momentum.
And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
They drag him down, but not before he's moved the chains, and the screen pass is effective.
Great job, too, by the QB there, holding the ball as long as possible, allowing the pass rush to get upfield, and at the very last second, getting it to his guy so that he can go get the first down.
The Buckeyes have it with a 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
Well, defenses get excited when they see the quarterback in an empty backfield like that. They know, hey, if I'm not going to have to beat a running back or a tight end to get there, if I get to him, I might have an opportunity to knock this thing loose, and that's exactly what happened for the defense.
And I think they'll give him 2 on that one, 2nd and 8 coming up. Offense, quick tempo. Quick pass on the fly motion. And they'll bring him down after a short pickup.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch. So pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the outside.
The give on the option. And they did not let him get to that first down line. It'll bring up a call here. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Maybe a little long for a field goal, definitely too short to punt. Not much of a choice here as they'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Big tight end makes the grab, first down, still on his feet. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. Might be calling a hot route. Looking to throw on first down. Soft spot in the middle. They bring him down, but he's got a 1st and goal from the 10.
Yeah, and the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
They'll use the running game on 1st and goal. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line.
And you're a defensive guy and you want to fire in, you want to go hit the quarterback, but you know if I fire in, he's just going to give the football up. You got to be patient. You got to understand what you're responsible.
And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Gator. The mantra is always finish, and they're trying to do that here in the regular season with this Week 12 performance. And with the extra point, they now have a 3-possession lead at 17.
And I tell you what, Reese, I'm not picking a team unless I got a guy that can do something like this at the quarterback spot. I need an athlete. I need a little bit of mobility. It just dictates too much to the defense. QB runs in for 6.
I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. first play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. To the air, it's Hill. Finds his tight end. Across the 25, he's got room. He'll go out of bounds at the 28-yard line, and deep in your own end, you need plays like that.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
Offense has it at the 28 on first down. Looking to throw on first down. Moving away from pressure. Takes a hit as he fires. Missed his receiver there. It's incomplete.
And the QB leaves the pocket, and he scrambles out, and he goes to his right. And I love how he keeps his eyes down the field, trying to make a play, trying to throw the football, but the relentless chase. I love it. Getting to the quarterback. He throws an inaccurate pass because he gets whacked as he throws the football. Nice job chasing by the defense.
The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half. After the strong run on second down, third down coming. Do they do it again? Under fire. Right on the money. Oh, he's got some space. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock.
Hey, that was insane. That was crazy. What's up?
Or maybe mix things up, a little more man coverage, maybe blitz.
The Buckeyes with the 1st and 10. He's looking deep. Makes the grab inside the 30. And he's tackled, but there's also a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. So the big gain, all for naught, brought back due to the laundry on the field, and they'll try it again. It'll just make it more satisfying if they can move the chains after starting 1st and 20. Back to throw, it's Green. Gonna take a shot at this DB. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
And that's a really good job by this defense being dialed in. You got a big lead. You know exactly what's coming. This offense is going to have to make some explosive plays down the field. They were ready, they were disciplined, and made a good play on the football.
How about getting the foot down on that throw for the big completion?
Real smart play. Great job. Get the positive yards, and then get your booty out of bounds.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. He's looking to throw on 3rd and short. He uncorks one deep. And he's got it at the 10. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Lets it go to the end zone. The pass falls incomplete, and that's how we'll finish this half. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. They're lined up and ready to kick off this second half. Looks like he's going to try to return it. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the second half. That's the only way you can look at this if you're on offense. Things did not go your way there in the first half. It starts with one play. To get our confidence going, we just got to get something going early here on this drive.
One play, stay aggressive. Now I think I can be even more aggressive on 4th downs because obviously I've built a deficit. My defense has got to make some plays for me too.
And that is interception number 3 on the day. Got some room to run. Touchdown, Florida. What a play. Not only the interception, but the great return for the score. What a play by this defense with the pick 6.
And how about the defender? Exactly what you're supposed to do. Breaks on the football, makes the interception. Everybody on defense, we turn to offense. Go lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
And he's going to bring it out. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. They face a pretty tall mountain here, Jesse, down 24, but if they're going to climb, turning it on. They needed to find enough space and get it moving forward, and they're up to the 22.
And that would be the definition of first down success. Putting yourself in a good position. It's 2nd and inches. I can do whatever I want next. I can take a shot down the field. I can run the football and get a new set of downs. Like, nice first down execution.
Back to throw, it's Hill. Another interception. That's his 4th of the day. That kind of play can really get you going, not only on defense, but the great field position for the O at the 37. They've got the big fellas out there, a 3 tight end look on 1st and 10. Hand off from the shotgun. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And if this defense wants to get back in the football game, they've got to match the physicality of this offense. And that's a great start here in the second half. Like coming out, not letting them run the football, being the more physical and more aggressive team.
How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Dances away. On the move, he fires. Got his man on the right. What a play there, and he rips off a big one all the way to the 16-yard line. And the Gators come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Leaves it with the back. He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. The run from the shotgun. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Let's see if this offense can answer the bell. Their coaches challenged them all week long. When they got down to the red zone, we've got to be able to run the football because we're going up against a top 10 rushing defense. Let's see if they can step up here and get it done.
Off the RPO, quick throw to the right. They make the stop about 4 yards short of the first down.
Now, a 4th down.
Ball is on the 10-yard line. They're not thinking field goal. They'll go for it on 4th and short. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. It's dropped, and oh, what a tough way to end this drive. A bold decision to go for it on 4th down, and one that did not pay off. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. It's a good thing to be charitable, Jesse, but I think the last couple of drives might be overdoing it a bit.
I agree, and I think at this point, David, the quarterback here, he's got to be a CEO, and he's got to really get his guys settled down. A couple turnovers in a row now. They've got to find a rhythm.
CEO, a.k.a. don't screw it up, young man. That's what it sounds like on the sidelines with the coaches. We got to stop turning the football over.
Wide open downfield. Turning on the Jets. He's inside the 40. The 20. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Buckeyes. He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him.
Hey, QBs love their big tight ends, and especially guys that can do such great things after the catch. He catches it. Dang, Palmer, he looks like a daggum receiver after he catches the football.
What a matchup nightmare, too, man. I mean, he's just too big for DBs to cover, and he's too fast for linebackers to cover. If I'm this QB, I'm looking that guy's way a lot more often in this one.
How about this? These guys are going for two. Looking downfield, it's Green. And he drops it. Just took his eye off of it at the last minute. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd.
13.
He'll bring it out. It's McGooligan. Knocked down right at the 25, and I guess he breaks even, bringing it out of the end zone. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the 4th down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
And those are frustrating because you think you might get points, and then your defense gives up points. This has got to be a complementary football type deal. The offense now needs to provide a little spark and give this defense some hope.
No doubt, David. They got to turn the page, and they've got to play with a little bit more urgency here, knowing they've got to get that one back and put a good drive together.
They pushed it out to the 39 after picking up 5.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
On the move. Quarterback gets the 1st down. And he was off to the races. Finally tripped up at the 36.
Great job by the running back there with the vision and patience. He sees the hole, puts his foot in the ground. He's able to get north up the field with a great burst and get the 1st down.
The Gators, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. He'll do it himself. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming.
And that's exactly what the defense wants you to do. Go east-west, and the quarterback gets strung out, doesn't pull the trigger and really make a decision. You'd like to see him stick his foot in the ground, get north-south, get more of a plus yardage on this play. Nice job by the defense.
And now on 2nd down for this offense. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Pulled down after a pickup of 4 to the 27.
And those plays from a defensive perspective, man, they're just super annoying because now I'm in the worst spot ever. 3rd and manageable. Like, I don't know if you're passing, don't know if you're running. So nice job by this offense keeping this defense off balance and creating a 3rd down opportunity that's in their favor.
He's got enough for the 1st down. They'll spot him at the 24-yard line.
I'll say, watching this offense this year, one of the things you have to be really happy about is their ability to move the sticks. This is one of the top 25 offenses in the country in getting 1st downs. That running back is one of the biggest reasons. He is a weapon.
They've avoided the interception all day, but they're lucky to get that one back here late. It'll be 2nd down. They'll throw again after the incompletion. Got it behind the line. It's lost. Breaks into the open. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line.
And there you go. You see, you don't have to throw bombs to get big plays in the passing game. Just screen it to your running back. As soon as he catches it, he gets upfield. And how about the downfield blocking by these linemen and the wide receivers as they rip off that explosive play.
And they'll get off one more play before the end of the quarter. Quarterback making adjustments. Back to pass. Finds his man in the middle. They get him on the ground, and that'll be the final play of this 3rd period. We've come to the end of the quarter, and it's Florida on top. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. With the break, they had a little extra time to dial something up for this 3rd down play. Calls his own number. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a 1st down. The Gators had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. They want to run this quarterback. Touchdown, Gator! And the beatdown has ensued. They give themselves a little more cushion as they try to reel off their 4th straight win.
The defense knew coming into this game they were going to have their hands full. Not only did they have to worry about these running backs in the running game, they had to worry about the quarterback as well. On designed runs and on scrambles, they didn't have an answer for him right there.
Bringing it out. And he's out of bounds at the 24, a yard short of where he would have wound up with the touchback. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. It looks as if this game is going to be one to just drag to the recycle bin, but the idea now is to finish, sends it downfield, finds a spot in the middle. And he picks up a huge chunk of yards on that play before he's finally hauled down.
You know, as the head coach of this team, this is one positive you're going to take away from this game, is that your players don't quit and they're still willing to fight. And there's obviously a lot of things they've got to iron out offensively, and we've seen that today. But I do love the grit they're showing here late, still trying.
Time running out, and he goes down at the 34.
And I tell you what, this defense, they've heard all about how great this quarterback is. They came in today with a mission, with a purpose. They've been flying around, harassing him, and making life so hard on this offense.
Slithers into space. There he goes. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Ohio State. Saw a crease, nothing but green grass and opportunity, and he flashed through it for 6.
And when you can get 30-plus yards out of your running back and he can make big plays like this, man, it's hard to call a lot of passes. I'm just going to feed this guy the rock.
Back to throw, it's Hill. Pressure coming. And he dropped it, just didn't look the thing all the way in.
Well, there was a golden opportunity for the offense to come away with 2 points there, but he dropped it in the end zone. That's a catch you have to make.
Coming out with it, it's McGooligan. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The Gators sending the offense back to work. If you like old-fashioned, grind-it-up, run-over-'em football, that last touchdown drive was for you, Jesse.
That was impressive, man. Great blocking up front and tough physical running by these ball carriers.
And now you wonder how the defense responds. Like, are they going to get way more aggressive to try to stop the run? I got to do something to break the rhythm of that running game.
He'll pull it on the read. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain.
Yeah, and it's a nice job by this defense understanding, listen, that QB is a threat, and they're going to run all kinds of options, and he's going to run the football. They were dialed in and got that sucker to the ground.
And the Gators come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to keep the drive alive. Oh, there's a loose football on the bad pitch. And they put it on the deck, but it gets out of bounds to avoid the turnover. The punt team makes its way onto the field. Finally sending out a punter in this one. Got to make sure they earn their letter. First one of the day is off. He was called on 3 times in that victory last week. And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. Weeks like this are tricky, but you have to respond better than they have, and I would expect they'll take a major hit in the rankings next week. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on.
Man, do I love being a defensive lineman in games like today when you know you got to go get the quarterback. Like, they're down on the other side. They have to throw the football. Only chance they have to get back in. I'm playing the pass every time, pinning my ears back, and going to get the quarterback.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. To the air, it's Green. This time he's got him. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41. And the Buckeyes are in the hurry-up. Looking downfield on 1st down. He's going to fire deep. He's got it. Bust through behind his pad. Run out of bounds after the long game, but they've got it now 1st and goal.
Well, I'll give this offense some credit because they've got a lot of fight. There is no quit in them, and they're obviously trailing by a big amount in this game. They haven't had a lot of success, but they're still taking shots, and their players are still out there competing. Now the chance to pay off that big play from just outside the 5. Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Buckeyes! Fitted in the window for the score.
And this QB's starting to do some work, man. The big explosive play in the passing game. You get inside the 10, you're thinking run. Everybody thinking run. You back it up with another pass, another great throw, and quickly this offense gets right to the end zone.
After taking another look just to confirm everything, the officials on the field got it right. Play will stand. Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And it's up and good. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
A lot of eyeballs on your game, guys, and a few on this interesting matchup as well. UCLA is just getting blown right out of the Rose Bowl today. And while scorned Pac-12 fans might have no problem with that, this will not sit well with that fan base. They're trailing by 22 to USC. We are the eyes and ears of the college football fan, and we've got you covered all day here in studio, guys.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
And I think if you're the head coach, defensively now, obviously, you've got 3 timeouts in your back pocket. You're trailing at this point, and the offense is going to be running the football, trying to bleed the clock. They're going to take as much time off the game clock as they can before snapping it. You've got to start thinking about using some of those timeouts.
Makes the grab. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down. They've made 3rd down offense a key. It'll be tested on 3rd and long from the 28. Complete downfield. That's where they'll mark him down, but what a play there to pick up a 1st down. Boy, the defense really needed to get off the field there, and they just couldn't do it, and it's a fresh set of downs.
Man, that hurts. When you're trailing late in the ball game, you need those stops, and you get them to 3rd down. You get them to those critical points. Now they get the 1st down. You don't have many left. You better get aggressive.
And the defense snows him under after a very short game. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. They're in control. The clock is their friend. You'd have to expect another run here on 2nd and 6. Wants to go up top. And that's going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming.
The big tight end tries to make a catch, and you could tell he extends for the ball, but great job by the defender getting in there, making the hit, dislodging the football out at the same time as he's going to catch it, and the big tight end couldn't hold on to it.
Looking to pass. It's Wells. Throws to the tight end. Fired just a little too long as the junior frustrated he missed that connection.
Man, the quarterback threw that ball hard, too. And I know sometimes when you're throwing an in-breaking route, you want to get it to your receiver quickly. But when you try to strain and throw it harder, oftentimes your accuracy is what suffers. And you saw it there on the incompletion.
Punt is on its way. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. Got room to work. May not be the most memorable play of the day, but it's important as he gets them out to the 25-yard line. Corner's going to give them room. Creates a little room. He'll step out of bounds right at the 35-yard line, and maybe they've got something cooking.
Man, that was a good run, but it was almost even better. Great job by the offense. Keep the running game going. You get big chunks like this. Not only was that a big chunk, it also looked like it could have gone for more.
To the air on first down. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And he'll have to check his fillings after that lick, but he did get the first down. Wants to throw on first down. Fires to the right. Got the big tight end on the corner route. Oh, he's got some space. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Ohio State.
And listen, still a ways to go, but great job by this offense getting you back in the ball game. Now, we got a one-possession game. We got our score. We did what we're supposed to do. Now, how do we get this stopped? Now, the defense has to come up big and get me the rock back.
And the kick bounces out of bounds. They will not get the onside attempt, but they will draw a flag. These onside kicks are nearly impossible anyway, but you have to at least give them a chance by getting the ball 10 yards. They'll take the penalty and take over with the lead. 3 tight ends in the formation on 1st and 10. They'll run it, trying to drain time off the clock. And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made.
Smart offense. I love it, man. Make them use that timeout. Run the football. I can run the football and let that clock now tick inside of a minute. I'm in great situation to win this football game. Just be smart and keep that thing running.
The give to the back. Got it into the red zone, dragged down at the 18-yard line.
And a nice crisp run. Great job. Maybe expecting pass, on 2nd down, but really good job running the football, committing to it, getting the first down.
And they'll take a knee. What a show both of these teams put on today. Couple of outstanding squads, hotly contested battle all the way to the very end.
Yeah, we came into this one